Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Trev and Lev Show right here on YouTube.com, where we talk SEC, Tennessee, and everything CFB. I'm Trev, he's Lev, and today we got the SEC Power Tier. That is the SEC Power Ranking tier list, where we rank the top six teams and then put the rest into tiers good, mid, or trash. We're going to get hop straight into this one. Huge week, crazy week. Kind of a lot of movement compared to last week, which is not something you would often see. Starting off with trash.
Think,
Tennessee's opponent for week 9.
yeah. I think they had a better week this week,
Yeah.
but still just they're not impressive.
Nope. The bottom of the league. I also have South Carolina in there. Um, man, I don't know if they play, but I would love to see it. I would love to see that game.
Yeah, I would
It'd be a
too.
horrendous game. You got anyone else there? Because I think you could make an argument for Mississippi State.
Yeah, I think they've kind of slowly gotten into that trash. I think we had them or Arkansas on the verge, but I don't know. I think we might could just go ahead and put them in the trash, but I think they're a good bit better than South Carolina and Kentucky personally.
Which one? Which one?
Mississippi State. But I still
Yeah,
think they might dip
they
into
would
the
win.
trash.
I kind of want to put them in trash.
Yeah. I think I'm fine with that. Just because,
I don't think I would put Arkansas there though.
no, I think they had a good week.
I think Arkansas can win a couple more games here, and I don't think there is. I actually did see something. They've lost 4 games, right? They're 2-4.
Mm-hmm.
Guess how many points combined total loss?
14?
11.
I was close.
Very low. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
They
It
just
is.
haven't been able to finish games, but they can score.
They just can't make it stop to
Yeah.
save their lives. I guess mid. You want to just throw them in there?
Yeah, we'll just go ahead and put them in there. Kind of what we were talking about. They're
Yeah.
good team offensively, bad team defensively, can't get the job done. So they're mid.
Auburn, similar boat, right? One score losses. They haven't lost. They've lost by more points total, but lots of one score losses. Lots of close games. They're just not going to win games with this quarterback. Talented roster though. Yeah, you almost feel bad for them. I don't have anything against Auburn.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyone else in the mid here for you?
Florida,
I, yeah, Florida. Yeah,
um, I mean,
it's
yeah,
almost like they could be good. Like
it could be. They have the roster to be good. I just don't think they
yeah,
have the. I don't think they have the fight to be good. So I think that's one
yeah.
thing.
Ivy makes too many mistakes.
I think that's one thing that you could maybe see if with the interim coach if he can galvanize this team. I think they could win some games with an
They're
interim
also way
coach.
better at home than they are on the road.
Yeah.
So I don't have anyone else in mid, I don't think.
Yeah, I think I agree with you there.
As
I'm
far as good goes, I mean, you could put Texas in mid if you really wanted to, but I think they're good.
yeah, I agree. I think
I think they lose a couple more games. They're mid though.
yeah, they have a good defense, but it's just they're just so lackluster on offense and they've been lackluster that it's just hard to really it's hard to really want to say they're good, but they get the nod, I think. I agree with you there.
I think that they might have like a bottom 3 offense in the whole league.
Yeah. It's pretty
I'd
bad.
probably put Kentucky, South Carolina, Texas, and
Yeah.
Auburn like the 4 worst offenses in the whole league. It's horrible.
Mhm.
Yeah, without that defense, they would be trash. So, yeah, LSU, I think you had that as
Yeah.
well.
They're a good team. They're just kind of similar to Texas in that way where they're just defensively pretty good just but can't get much done on offense. I think they're better offensively than Texas, but I just they're not nothing to write home about, but they're not mid, I guess, kind of
Same
thing.
thing why I have Oklahoma there. I think that they're all three the same team. Like, tell me the difference between these teams.
Well, and the thing with
I
Oklahoma is they were better. I think just the loss of material. Well, I mean he's still playing, but like the injury to Mateer has really affected them. I think.
the variable of Mateer too. Like, he'll have a really good game. Like, he played really well against Michigan, but then he'll have a really bad game against Texas, right? Where he throws three picks. And you can say that's a thumb for sure. But I mean, like, are we sure that's just not him? Like, is he just this guy that's just gonna make stupid plays that sometimes work and sometimes don't? You know?
Yeah.
Because I mean, what's similar to all three of these teams as well is like they're all relying on their quarterback to win games for them. They don't have a run game. Um, and so these guys are pressing and playing hero ball, and it's not working. So
Yeah. And I think from there, sadly, we don't want to do it, but Tennessee, I think, gets knocked out of the top six after their loss to Bama, and
yeah,
I don't think it's necessarily because they looked the worst against Bama. I think they shot themselves in the foot a lot, and they had a really bad game. But I don't think that just immediately means they're bad. I just think it means they're not as good as we were thinking right now. And they can get better, they can get worse, but I think just the top of the good teams is where they're at. I think they're better offensively than the three teams that are on this good list. And I think that their defense is worse than the three teams on this list is defense, but I mean that's also because these three teams have good defenses. But I think in comparison to I think Tennessee's defense is better. Like I'm trying to think how to word this. I think Tennessee's defense does more for their team than these three teams' offenses are currently doing for their team, if that makes sense.
yeah, I would agree for that.
So I
Yeah,
think
like
that's why they get the nod.
yeah, oh yeah, I think so too. Like the offenses on these three teams is the reason why they're losing games. I don't think the defense has been the reason why we've lost either one of
Mistakes.
our games.
Mistakes
It's been
and not
mistakes.
and bad. I think the
Yeah.
Georgia game was bad coaching at the end of the game. And I think
Hmm.
the Alabama game was just really bad mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I think, yeah, I agree. So coming in at number six here, our top six, we got Missouri. Um, they're an interesting team, right? I mean, they've looked like very very evenly solid throughout the whole season. Actually had a really good chance at beating Alabama. Um, I don't know, like they find ways to win. I think their defense is really solid. Their offense is pretty good too. Um, I don't know. It's a very interesting team, and that like I said, they haven't had a tough schedule, but and they're not winning by a whole lot, but they're just kind of doing the right things to win
They're
to win
getting it
these
done.
games.
And
They're getting it done.
I think we didn't really talk about it in the last video, but I think something that I just now thought of. I think Drinkowitz has done a pretty good job for them, and if I was Missouri, I would honestly be scared of losing him.
True.
Kind of
That's a great point.
didn't
Even the
mention it.
Florida,
Yeah, didn't even mention it in the last video because we didn't think of it until now. But I think Drinkowitz is somebody that Florida's going to come calling to, and
he should be a
I,
candidate for Penn State too.
I wonder. I really do wonder if is there a chance that last week some of these schools called him and he maybe got distracted this week and that's why he played a
Yeah,
little bit of a closer game. I think that's a
he's like
possibility.
he's like the Kurt Signetti of the SEC. Obviously, hasn't had like that
He's not.
extreme success.
They're not dominant like Indiana is
But
right
what I'm
now,
saying,
but
like they can
they're
evaluate talent and they make the most of who they got. They got a bunch of three-star guys and a bunch of transfer players. You know, like they do a really good job. He's a really good coach.
yeah, I agree.
So yeah, number five here we got Ole Miss coming off that close loss against Georgia. You could make an argument for them if they would have won that game. They're probably the second number two right now.
Hmm.
Um, and they didn't look bad in the loss. I was pretty impressed. I just think you got to knock them down after a loss. They can't be above some of these teams that won big games this week,
Yeah. From there, I mean,
including yeah, I mean including Vanderbilt, right?
yeah,
Four. So we got.
yeah.
I think you could kind of argue. I think you were kind of arguing for Ole Miss to be above them.
I
I
think
think you
Ole
you could
Miss.
definitely argue for it.
I think Ole Miss might be the better team, but I think I don't know. It's for me, they're pretty neck and neck. I would personally take Ole Miss in the game if they played,
Mhm.
which they don't play. They're not going to play this season. But if they did play each other, neutral site, I would take Ole Miss. But I think it'd be a close game. Um, kind of a 3 point spread kind of thing. Really, just a really like pick 'em game.
Yeah, I think they're a little bit more well-rounded than Ole Miss is. I'm not really confident in Ole Miss's defense. Um, and I think Vanderbilt's got a slightly better defense. And they run their offense isn't Vanderbilt's offense is very like they gash you for big plays. But I wouldn't say it's as good as Ole Miss's offense necessarily. But yeah, I mean these two teams are really really close. I think there's very distinct, in my opinion, there's pretty distinct separation in the top three teams.
Mm-hmm.
But I think 4 and 5 is pretty interchangeable.
Yeah.
Coming in at three, we got Georgia coming off that big win against Ole Miss at home. I still don't think you can put them above A&M. Uh, and then we got Bama at one. Talking
Oh
about Georgia though, like,
crap. There we go. Sorry.
no, you're good. Talking about Georgia, I mean, I don't know. What have you seen out of them? I feel like they just keep winning.
I mean, they're just one of those teams where they're winning, but they're not like elite or anything, but they're winning. And I mean, good teams find ways to win games. So I mean, they're a good team. They're just not elite like past Georgia teams, and I think that's fine. I
Mhm.
don't think they're gonna win a national championship with this team, but they're good enough to make it to the playoffs. They're good enough to maybe win a game in the playoffs. They're good enough to maybe get to the SEC championship. But I don't know. I don't think they're elite. I think they're good, and I think three is the spot for them. I just yeah.
Yeah, I've been impressed with A&M, honestly. Just their ability to keep winning games. They haven't slipped up, and I feel like they haven't looked like they were gonna lose. I mean, they played it really close against Notre Dame,
And Arkansas.
but in Arkansas, yeah, sure, but I didn't ever feel like they were gonna lose the Arkansas game. Their defense needs to get a little bit better for them to be in this number one spot, but I think that they might have one of the best offenses in the league, maybe top two or maybe number one offense in the league. I think Marcel Reed is really, really good. And he stepped up as a passer. They've got a lot of weapons at wide receiver this year. Concepcion from NC State, Mario Craver from Mississippi State. Two of the better wide receivers in the league. I think they're leading the league in a lot of categories, receiving yards and touchdowns and all that. They just got a lot of playmakers, and their offenses look pretty unstoppable so far.
Yeah.
But I mean, Bama's the most well-rounded team in the league,
They
and they have the best quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
they completely turned themselves around since losing to Florida State too. Uh and they've just I mean they're not I don't think they're not a perfect team. Um but they're doing enough to where they're winning teams and or beating teams and winning somewhat decisively. Um
Yeah, I mean, four ranked wins in a row is extremely impressive.
yeah.
So, and some of those were on the road too. So I think they had two on the road. I think they beat Georgia and Missouri on the road, one at home against Tennessee and Vanderbilt. One of the best resumes in the whole country right now. and I think they'll be number one until they lose. And even if they lose, they might, depending on who they lose to, they might still be number one.
Yeah. I think they would probably drop if they lost. I think the rest of their schedule, they've kind of got made it through the tough part of their schedule.
Mm.
I think they have LSU maybe left,
LSU and Auburn
and
left for
Oklahoma,
sure,
I think.
and Oklahoma. Yep,
And I think those are all
I mean
very winnable games.
they are. I mean,
Games that they're going to be favored in. So I think right now, if the season keeps going the way it's going, it's looking like Bama and A&M are going to be in the SEC championship. It just seems like where it's gonna go. Because I mean, Alabama has the nod over Georgia, and Georgia doesn't play A&M. So unless A&M chokes 2 losses, right now it's looking like these two teams. Alabama would also have to have 2 losses to be out of the conversation as well, because Vanderbilt, I guess Ole Miss could overtake them. I don't know. It gets
yeah.
kind of
So
confusing. Because
I think
Vanderbilt has a loss.
realistically,
What?
um, Vanderbilt has lost to Bama.
Yeah,
I think realistically, in my opinion, there's uh four four teams alive, 5 teams alive for the SEC championship game. Alabama, A&M, Georgia, Ole Miss, and Missouri.
yeah,
I think those 5 are alive. I don't. Tennessee's not alive because they got 2 losses. Vanderbilt technically is alive, but I think Missouri's in a better spot. I think they got an easier schedule than Vanderbilt does coming up.
yeah. I agree with
Um,
that. I think
I
though,
think
I just
realistically,
don't. I don't see a world where I just the way the schedules are looking. I don't. I could see A&M slipping up in a game, and I could see Bama slipping up in a
but they
game.
have a wiggle. A&M
Yeah.
has a wiggle room
Well,
right
both
now.
Alabama
So does
does
Bama.
too.
Yeah.
Both of these
So yeah,
teams
you're
have
right.
to lose twice to be out of the
hmm
playoffs, or out of the not the playoffs, the
Championship game, yeah.
championship.
And Bama is going to have head to head over
Georgia
like
and
they've
Vanderbilt
got head
and
to head
Missouri.
over
They have
3 or 4 of the top six
the
teams that we
only
just listed.
the only two teams that you said that were alive for the playoff conversation that they haven't played is Ole
Ole
Miss and
Miss
A&M, and they
and
won't play them. So
yeah, I mean, I think Bama's basically a lock.
yeah,
I
basically,
think
and
you're
I
gonna
mean,
have
I
to
feel like
really fall apart.
A&M's most likely a lock right now.
I
They're
really think there's a solid chance Georgia loses another game, and if Ole Miss wins out, that would make it really interesting.
do Ole Miss and A&M don't play, do they?
I don't think so.
So that's interesting. I think it really is going to come down to Ole Miss and A&M for that second spot. Both teams need both teams need to win out for a chance to get in, and Ole Miss would need A&M to lose a game. And
Yeah,
then
Ole
I
Miss
don't
just has
know. I don't know how they do the tiebreaker there though, because if they both have one SEC
yeah,
loss and neither have played each other, I don't know what they do in that situation.
yeah. Ole Miss has Oklahoma, South Carolina, Florida, and Mississippi State. They got a cakewalk schedule to the
Yeah,
end here. Georgia, real quick.
Georgia does play Georgia Tech, which
Florida,
I've
Texas, Florida, Texas, Mississippi State. They're basically a lock. They're probably gonna win out. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It'll be really interesting. It's gonna probably come down to which team
I guess
slips up.
Georgia could slip in there and play rematch Alabama. It really does feel like Alabama's a lock though.
It does.
They've beaten all the teams on their schedule that are
Like you
tough.
said, A&M doesn't play. A&M's got a weird schedule to the point where it's gonna come down to a tiebreaker if they lose, right? Because they don't play a lot of these top teams.
Yeah.
They play LSU, Missouri, South Carolina, Texas. Yeah.
So
So if they
Missouri
lose,
is their like if they lost to Missouri, it's gonna make things really weird.
yeah, so like if they lose a game, it's gonna come down to a tiebreaker probably because they don't play Georgia and Ole Miss. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's
Yeah.
gonna assuming that those teams win out, right?
I think the SEC probably wants A&M and Bama to win out and just not have anything
Probably.
confusing. Just
Or
let's just
Georgia. Yeah,
Yeah, I just think that more crazy stuff has to happen, and they're trying to. I think they want right now. They probably
five,
they're
at
trying
least
to get
five teams.
four or five teams into the playoffs, and right now they probably want Bama, A&M, Georgia,
Ole
Ole
Miss
Miss, and Missouri
and
to be their
probably
five teams.
Tennessee. You'd probably rather Tennessee get in.
Tennessee or Missouri, I feel like are kind of interchangeable. Either one of those teams to win out, get in,
Yeah,
um, or only have one more.
yeah. It should
One
be an
more loss to
interesting
Missouri.
rest of the way, and we might see some more shakeup for week 9. But yeah, I mean, you got anything else for the power rankings here?
No, just it switched up a lot from last week. It might
Yep.
switch up again quite a bit next week. Who knows? We shall
Yeah,
see.
we got a few big games, so yeah, we'll see what goes on next week. But yeah, with that, I think we will see you all. We should see you all in the next video. Um, I think it should be the uh Big Orange preview. We got Tennessee and Kentucky on Saturday. Be sure to tune into that one. Please like, share, and subscribe. And yeah, we will catch you all in the next video. Thank you all for tuning in.
Peace.